So I've been trying to do my vlog entries for a little while now, but there's been a little bit of a distraction. Somebody's got the hiccups. Oh, what was that?
Jared Paul's post.
I love it how no one knows how to use Facebook.
All I've done is post the same pictures on Facebook that I posted on
Good girl.
Yeah, make sure you tell her good girl when you push her away. Are you doing video?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Give me a beer, I don't have beer.
I got a baby. Don't multitask.
Just like little girls and boys playing with their little toys.
You got a wrinkly face right now.
Seems like all they really were doing.
Hello, Daddy.
Hello.
Was waiting for love.
Did you just feed him?
I changed them too.
Changed him.
We paid. We're still waiting on that poo, by the way.
Puppy's good. Puppy's good.
No need to be alone. It's real love. It's real. Yes, it's real love. Yes, it's real
On that case, it looked 2 eggs over.
From this moment on, I know exactly where
Hey,
my
what was the good
love
news today?
goes.
He pooed.
He pooed!
Seems that all I
I'm looking in my
really
rearview mirror.
was doing was waiting for love. Don't need to be afraid. No need to be afraid. It's real love. It's real love.
Today's
Yes,
adventure
it's real love.
is giving Ethan
It's
a bath.
real love.
His first bath. We've got a nice slip-free mat. So that goes there like that.
It's real love. It's real love. Yes, it's real love. It's real love.
Recording. It's Kristen. Who is this?
This is our baby boy, our son, Ethan. He came into the world on February 18th at 12:50 a.m., 9 pounds exactly. Length was about 53 centimeters and something. His head was 37 centimeters.
What was our birth plan?
Our plan was, we have midwives, but we'd go to the hospital.
That was the plan.
That was the plan, yeah. I had envisioned having him naturally anyways.
So his due date was the
February 6th.
February 6th. 2 days overdue.
11 days and a smidge.
Eventually got to a point on our last appointment where we had to book
Induction date.
the induction date. And before leaving, we got a recipe of castor oil.
Castor oil.
We tried everything. Lots of unsolicited advice on how to start labor. Spicy food,
Extra love.
extra love. But it was this recipe that had castor oil and it had some wacky stuff in it. So we thought, oh, what the heck, okay.
I drank that from 4 to 4:30. About 9 o'clock, felt crampy as well. It was subtle, but they were coming and going.
Started timing them.
They were really close together. They weren't that long. They were like piggybacking each other the whole time. Paul was like, oh, you know, I'm gonna call Amy the midwife. She said, okay, you're not in active labor yet. You know, they're not long enough. They're too inconsistent. Take 2 Tylenol, take 2 Gravol. I want you to rest because you will not be able to sleep through active labor.
2 hours later. we got to the next level. In the meantime, nice warm bath, joking around, dancing.
I thought I was being a wuss. So he called again. I think we're at the next level. I said they're painful, but I could talk through them. But what I was also feeling was not just the contractions in the front, was they wrapped around like my whole lower back. So she said, okay, so I think your baby is a bit still posterior. So his head, the back of his head, which is the strongest part of his skull, is pressing my spine.
Also called sunny side up.
She said, go on your hands and knees and try to turn the baby.
And she kept reassuring us, we have a long way to go. We have hours and hours to go.
30 minutes later, it got to the next level. I was howling through my contraction.
We'll assess you at the hospital. Pack up, we'll meet you there. Throwing all the bags, everything.
I yelled down, Paul, I think my water broke.
We're ready to load into the van, and then all of a sudden,
I shoot back in the house and I said, you know what, I have to go to the washroom. I have to go to the washroom first. But,
the urge to push was hitting her.
But the urge to push, yeah, it wasn't a bowel movement I was expecting. It was my baby I was expecting.
Can you get in the van? Or do I call 911? And she told me 911. I called 911. Dispatch, paramedics are on the way, but you're gonna have to start preparing
to deliver.
To deliver. So get some towels, sir. Get a shoelace to tie the umbilical cord.
Here I am trying to push, and I can hear the guy on the other end saying, Paul, you have to tell her to calm down and to breathe. The paramedics soon after busted through the door. I paged, in between my contraction, I picked up the phone and I paged my midwife and I said, Amy, my water broke and I don't think we're going to make it to the hospital and you should come here instead.
We found out later that she got a speeding ticket on the way to our house. But
the cop was bored that night.
Cop was bored that night. I'm a midwife. I'm on my way to a delivery, and he still asked for her license and registration. He was going to do his whole cop thing, and finally, I guess she had a name drop and say, listen, you can arrest me or whatever, or you can follow me, but I gotta get to that baby, so good for her.
I was in the hallway, lots of chaos, and Amy comes in, our midwife comes in. She goes, okay, I'm just gonna check to see how dilated you are. And then she looked at me, she went, okay, so you're fully dilated. Your baby is ready to come. So where do you want to do this? Up to the bedroom?
Paramedics were both women. The backup midwife came there, so Kristen was surrounded by 4 kick-ass women. This little guy arrived.
Yep.
Couldn't have been a more perfect birth. A few stitches later.
It was pretty surreal.
4 hours. If you start having contractions, consider going to the hospital. We were told people always go to the hospital early.
And then they get sent back home.
Anyways, it worked out well for us. We were worried about too many family members in the waiting room. We didn't have to deal with that. We didn't have to deal with any of the hospital food or any rubbish. We got to stay home. I don't think Kristen's left the house, which is good.
We haven't.
He's a champ so far. Probably gonna upset him here a little.
I hope I recorded that.